Thanks, Dick. And I just want to echo that. I know some have come from coaching and a couple have flagged they've got to go. I'm not going to be offended if you walk out, all right? At least if you walk out to go to practice, I don't feel as bad if you just walk out, all right? But thanks for giving up your time. What we're going to talk about, and Declan and the coaches asked to talk about turnover proofing and handling pressure. It was an interesting topic when they sent it through. One of the things that's fallen by the wayside as we lean into small-sided games and constraints-led approach is fundamentals, all right? And we probably needed to move away a little bit from a series of block drills where everything's on zero, all those things. But like most things, we've probably overcorrected a little bit. All right, you know, eventually it's nice to sit down to a really creamy pasta all the time, but you can't do that 5 days a week. Eventually you still got to eat broccoli and beans and peas to make sure that you got the nutrients. And fundamentals for young players are their nutrients. All right, turnovers usually happen with errors of PPC. Pivoting, or lack thereof, passing and catching. And too often we try and impact those. Oh, we're turning it over. So we add a tactic to it. So we add a different press break, or we run another offensive set, or we put a pressure release into our offensive system. All those things are poignant, but I always think if you approach it with technique rather than tactic, you give yourself a chance, all right? And we refer all the time, PPC. You know, why couldn't you make that pass? Because you're trying to play with what I call nail gun feet. I'm trying to pass across my body rather than get my chest over and I pivot and make that pass, all right? Watching this weekend, it must be a rule in Western Australia to throw one-handed passes. Right, I don't know if there's an email went out banning two-handed passes. Right, you need to get rid of that email. Everything's one-hand pass. All right. Now people will say, "Oh, well, you need to if I'm under pressure." Yeah, I've got a step, and I might have to make that pass there, but not every single pass is one hand. So just getting back to the broccoli a little bit, can they pivot both ways on both feet? Can they pass two hands more often than not? Can they catch two hands more often than not? And the last thing, are they tough with the ball? All right? If you factor those things in, you'll limit turnovers. You'll limit those basic mistakes. Yep, you'll add some tactics and some different things and concepts that you want to do, but I think we go straight to tactic when the issue's technique. All right, everyone with the ball. Hey, Deck, if we got a ball, we can just give my friend there. Come here, spread out a little bit, facing the coaches. All right, spread out a little bit. We've all done defensive rehearsal, you know, where the coach stands out front, kids are in a stance, we got them pitter-patting, slide. We do that ad nauseum, all right, but we don't do anything to help them offensively. All right, so when I say stance, you're just going to drop the ball and get in a stance, make sure the ball's in the shot pocket here. All right, when I say up, you're going to shot fake. When I say in, you're going to jab step. All right, when I say pivot, you're going to pivot twice. All right, up, in, pivot. Ready? Drop. In, up, in, pivot. All right, pretty good. They spend a lot of time with the ball through their waist. All right, and that's where bad things happen as well, because I've got my ball and I'm trying to play through the waist of the other person here. All right, can they get it to home base? Can they lift it? Can they play below their knees with their chin off their chest? Are they strong with it? That's where turnovers start. They start at the source. All right? So getting them just to understand direct movement and ball toughness is really important. So now we got drop, we got up, we got in, all right, we got pivot, and then we got surge. So on the surge, you're here and you're going to take one hard dribble and come to a jump stop. All right? Drop. All right, see that? Even that. Now they're trying to be compliant, but it's like, there's got to be a level of violence with the ball. All right? And that's not a politically correct statement, right? But, you know, it's this, don't get it done. You know, who's dropping it? Boom. Who's playing through here? All right? That's what we need. That'll help tremendously. Drop. Up, in, pivot, surge. Good. All right, go again. Drop, in, pivot, up, pivot, surge. All right, good. And you don't have to do it for long, all right? This is where we've overcorrected to get to constraints-led and small-sided games. How long do you brush your teeth for in the morning? 2 minutes, right? It doesn't sound a lot, does it? Don't do it for 2 weeks. See what the impact is. It's the same with our fundamental base, right? You don't have to do a drill like this for 10 minutes. If this was practice, I would have already moved on, all right? But rather than just do a senseless warm-up, I'm going to get them switched on both physically but also neurally, that basketball's a game where I need to be strong with and over the ball. Now, you're going to partner up. All right, just make a group of 3, guys, all right? So what's going to happen now, the same thing, face the coaches. All right, the partner, you're just going to have a closed fist. Can I just put my hand there? Yep. On there, right? Drop. Okay, up. Pivot. Good. Pivot. Up. Surge. All right, now we just add an element of pressure. So the partner, you're just trying to make sure it's safe, right? But you're just trying to put that pressure. Can they execute? Now, there's a lot of weight on that young man with me leaning into him, in fairness, all right? But he had his right foot up nearly the whole time. Have you noticed that? So he's going to turn it over. Now, it's unfair. He's fighting out of his weight class, right? But can they sit down? Can they activate core? And can they be tough with the basketball? All right, ready? Drop. Up. In. Pivot. All right, you see here, because they're not used to it, how friendly the other person is. They're not helping. So if we were to do this, we'd only do the whole series for 3 minutes, but it's got to be 3 minutes of detail. All right? You've got to eat your green beans and then we'll get to dessert, but you've got to have the green beans first. All right? So guys, what I want you to do is you're leaning in, you're trying to push them off their axis and whatever else. Can the other person execute the skill while you're doing that? Ready? Drop. Up. In. Pivot. Up. Surge. All right, pretty good. All right, so, and you can factor in anything that you want from there. You can make it 2-on-1. So make groups of 3 now. All right, now you've got the ball. You're in, all right? You're in too. So when I say drop, listen, drop, get in a stance. No, do it properly. Drop. Now, we're just going to hit you there, right? There. Okay, can you hold your stance, all right? In. Good boy, good. Up, good. In. Pivot. pivot, pivot, pivot. Good. All right, that's what we got. Let's go. Drop. All right, hold up. We drop. I haven't said another command. Which way does their foot go? Instinctively. Now we're under pressure, right? Talk about turnover proofing, talk about handle pressure. We've just added pressure, all right? So it's drop for a reason. Drop, I've got to go down to get it. Now I've got glutes, core. Now my only movement is this way, all right? Pivot, in, up. All right, you see how often they drop it and they reverse pivot. So many errors, and I'm not saying that players shouldn't reverse pivot. Of course but it's the easiest option and it's the least proactive option, all right? Again, we've got to go back to what was cool 20 years ago. All right, forward pivots, ball strength. Ready? Drop. In, pivot, up, pivot, in, surge. All right, last thing to improve, it's good guys, nice. When we go surge, they've done a pretty good job. They've got 2 defenders on them, they're having to handle the pressure, right? They're doing good. Surge, boom. Hips raise above ball, all right? Anytime hips are above ball, we got a problem, particularly in starting or stopping, all right? So we're here, surge. Now it's chest over knee, bent back leg. I stack my joints, I pop the ball there, my chin's off my chest. It's not boom, because we can't extricate the pressure that way, all right? So guys, when I say surge, make sure you get to that. All right, I'll show you what I mean. Have the ball. All right, long step out. Bend your back leg. Bend it. All right, further out. It's getting uncomfortable. All right, why is it uncomfortable? Put your chest over your knee. Bend that leg. Bend it. Further out. Further out. Stay there. All right, bend that leg. Stack your joints. Further. Right, just stay there while I talk to the coaches, right? All right, but that's what it should look like. Now, from there, you're going to push off that back leg. I want you to dribble there. She just blasphemed, all right? Ready? Go. All right, and that's unfair. Good girl, all right? But sometimes we've got to overload it because all of them are doing this. Boom, all right? So now their chest and their shoulders are behind the ball, right? I want here, bent back leg. I want to be able to pop it, chin off chest. Ready? Drop. In, pivot, up, pivot, in, surge. Not bad, good, a lot better, all right? So again, you would only do that for 2 or 3 minutes, and I'd use that as a warm-up. Their heart rate's up, right? Their heart rate's up. You only have to get a handful of reps with it. This is where we've got to be smarter. Years ago, we'd do this for 10 minutes. Kids are bored out of their mind, and we're wondering why they're not, right? Once you've taught it, say, hey, toughness series, 2 minutes. Right, get through it, then move on to the next thing. Again, think about brushing your teeth. Now, I need you to spread out. Keep 3 balls. Keep 3 balls. Spread out in the half court here. Quick, come on, move. Don't worry about the ball size, guys. Spread out. Got 3 balls. Now, 50 pass drill. So you're going to make 50 realistic passes. Isn't it funny how human psychology works? I said, spread out. What have we got? Circle. All right? Spread out all through the court, randomly. Whose fault's that? Mine. Poor instruction. All right? Now, You're going to make 50 passes, so you've got to count. But there's 3 balls. So it's a total of 50 passes, not 50 with that one, 50 with that one, 50 with that one. The passes have to be realistic. Is that going to be a realistic pass? No, you have to move. You have to precede every pass with a pivot. So as I catch it, I've got to precede every single pass with a forward pivot. No reverse pivots, all right? After I pass, I've got to move and go and seek another ball, all right? Last thing, 2-hand passes. For every 1-hand pass, it's 1,000 push-ups, all right? You ready? Go. Good. Precede it with a pivot. Good. Pivot, pivot, pivot. Good. Move it, move it. Good. Good boy. Good boy. Good. All right, hold up. It's not my first rodeo. What are we up to? How many passes? All right? Or at least we don't have any bullshitters. All right? Again, couple things there. They're not, counting's a discipline. And you know how it's hard to get young players to communicate? Have counting as a discipline. Shooting drill, get them to count makes. Passing drill, get them to count passes and catches. And hold them to account that. That'll help as you move in to try and get them to talk their task, TYT, all right? The other thing is, that's not a realistic pass. So when I see that, no, that's not for me, all right? So I've got to maybe pivot and throw that pass. So now, go again, realistic length of passes, firm, flat passes. You're going to have to count to get to 50, all right? Plate. Move it, pivot and find a pass. Pivot and find a pass, good. Move, good. Good, pivot and find a pass, good. Good, pivot and find a pass, good. All right, hold up. That's about 150, but good intent, all right? And I could give a hoot if it's 50, right? But just that, now there's communication. They're trying to work together. The second time they did it, so much more patient. You see, they're pivoting. And this is another common thing. I get it. Pressure comes, so I just want to extricate myself from the pressure. So I throw a hand grenade. Good luck, brother, all right? And that doesn't do it, because if there's a trap or whatever here, now he's not too far. So I'm here, I know the pressure's coming. If I look at him, I think I'm just going to throw him a grenade. So now I'm going to pivot and extricate the space. All right? So now, boys, give the balls to the girls. All right? You guys have got to make 50 passes. Spread out, girls. Spread out. Boys, you're on defense. Touch the ball as many times as you can, boys. Touch the ball. Right? Go. Good. Pivot. Good job. Space, move. Good. Touch the ball. Good. Good job. Good. Come on, boys. All right, hold up. Good. All right. Early on, I think the boys got 2 or 3 touches. The last 15 passes, they didn't get anywhere near it. What sort of passes did all the girls make consistently? 2-hand passes, firm, flat. All right. I just watched 2.5 days of basketball. The kids were tremendous. The coaches did a great job. But if there was 10% of one-hand passes, there was 70% of one-hand passes. Again, I'm not saying we throw it out, but you see here they're moving the ball. They're not turning it over, and it's catch and pass two hands. Now, you've got to precede every pass with a pivot, one dribble, and a jump stop. So before you pass on the catch, I've got a pivot, one escape dribble. I've got to come to jump stop, and probably what are you going to have to do again to find a pass? Pivot, all right? PPC, pivot, pass, catch, all right? Consistent theme in everything you do. I'm trying to make 50 of you guys are trying to touch the ball, right? Be good if you had a crack, you boys. Go. Good. Space, space. Good. Good job. Good job. Good. Move it. Pivot. Pivot twice. Pivot twice. Good. Good. All right, hold up. All right, so again, I'm labouring the point because I just told the kids beforehand, I'm coaching you, I'm not coaching them. But you don't have to do any of these drills for a long period of time, but just do them often, right? You can't be frustrated with passing errors, catching errors, footwork errors, and not do anything about it. It's unfair, all right? Now, we know that the modern athlete doesn't want to stand here and just do partner passing on zero. We get it. And you know what? It's not a bad thing because that very rarely happens. You've usually got to precede your pass with a pivot, a fake, a dribble, whatever else. And then you could build it up where it's more even, all right? So 23, you're on D and you're on D as well, right? So now it's a bit more numerical advantage, and we got a bit of confusion. Previously, they're not about to throw it to the boys. Now they've got a couple of teammates they've got to remember who, and I deliberately wouldn't have them do jerseys, right? Who can think, right, and go, oh no, maybe not her, and get them to slow down, pivot, and throw it to someone who is open. Play, let's go. Good, move, good. Pivot again. Someone's coming. Good. See, I'm okay with that. It's a 5-second call, but I'd rather her do that than just flip it away. Good. Move it. Move the ball. Good. Move the ball. Good job. Right, hold up. Good. All right. Were you here? Did you have to pivot for like half an hour? All right. Good job. Now, this is the other thing, and we talk about talk your task, right? She's here doing a tremendous job. Rather than just throw some Hail Mary and throw the grenade to someone else to catch, she's holding on that pressure, absorbing that pressure as long as she can. If she talks the task, all right, if I'm you, I'm here and you're doing a great job. Stuck, come. And someone will find your voice. We know how hard it is for young players to communicate on the floor, all right? You've got to give them the tools and very pragmatic, simple communication cues, right? She doesn't have to go into a big phrase and say, hey guys, I'm stuck with it here, I'm stuck with the ball, can you please? Like, I'm just saying, come, ball here. And someone will eventually respond to it and go and get that. All right, what I need now is someone here just off the elbow, someone there just off the block, someone there off the block. All right, 2 defenders in here, quick. All right, just come a little lower and step off, so about here. Same with you. Just give yourself half a metre. All right, birds in the box passing. And guys, I'm not suggesting that these are earth-shattering drills or something you're going to do for a long period of time. But you can't expect what you don't teach. You can't expect what you don't practice. So you've got to find a way to get quick hits of the priority things, right? So now you two are on defense. You four are on offense. You got to move the ball. You guys are trying to touch the ball by any means possible. You guys can't throw it over. All right? So you can't make this pass. So I've got to find, if she comes here and takes that away, I've got to pivot and pop that. Now, 2 people shouldn't be able to guard four people. Yeah? Let's see. All right, plate. Here we go. Good. Move it. Move it. Move it. Good. Pop it. Pop it. Pop it. Stop. Stop. You all agreed. All right? 2 people shouldn't be able to, but they did. 3 passes, deflection, steal, whatever else. Guys, you've got to get your chest out over your knee, right? Engage your core. Bang. You got to snap it, right? You got to snap it. It can't be. You see how straight away, all right? Like I'm a leg spinner trying to, all right? You got to pivot, point and pass, right? They can't touch the ball. Good job, defense. All right, go again. Here we go. Play. Move it. Move it. Move it. Snap it. Go. Snap it. Go. Move it. Move it. Pop it. Pop it. Pop it. Come on. Quick. 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 Find. See the ball. Good. Good. Move it. Move it. Move it. Good. Good. All right. You see then? Simple correction. All right. Explain what you want done and it'll improve. All right. But don't allow it. Don't set a very simple drill up like this. Allow them to take shortcuts and then go, oh, these kids can't pass. No, 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 you can't teach. There's a big difference, all right? 4 on 3 now. A little bit more difficult. Play. Pop it, pop it. Here we go, pop it. Move it, move it, move. You got to get it out of there, you got to get it out of there. Good. Pivot, good. Move it, move it, move it, good. All right, pretty good. Good job. What are they doing now? They're pivoting. Now, if we say to them, hey, guys, we're going to do a pivoting drill, how long are you going to hold their attention for? Not. All right? So 4 on 3. Then 4 on 3 spread game. So you're going to move it around. Just jump out of the way, guys, a little bit. Right? You're going to be moving the ball around. Just do it slowly. Just pass it. Good girl. All right? When I yell spread, right, you've got to make one more pass. You've got to dribble outside the 3. You guys have got to run outside the 3. Now we're playing 4 on 3 live. 4 on 3 live. The only thing you can't do if you're the guy that dribble out is shoot it immediately. All right, you guys just got to work as hard as you possibly can. So it starts birds in the box, then spread game, 4 on 3 live. So you can dribble, pass, shoot, whatever you want to do. Here we go, pop it, let's go. Move it, move the ball. Go, come on, come on, come on. Pop it, move it, move it, move it. Let's go. Good. Spread, spread. Good, play now, play. Good. And stop, right, rotate through, get in. So with any of these drills, and this is where we combine block skill development drills with small-sided game, constraints-led approach, whatever else. We don't go straight to that. We get the fundamental skill requirements, then we play from there. It's interesting, they did a good job of their feet, 2-hand passes, 2-hand. First pass, when it was live, was what? 1-hand pass. And you might think, God, he's pedantic about that. You got to be pedantic to some level. Now, once they start playing, all right, or even the drills live, I know that they're going to have to throw that. But we want to make sure that their base, right, their foundation is 2-hand passes, 2-hand catches. All right, let's play. Here we go. Move it, move it, move it. Good, pop it, pop it. Good, good pass fake, good. Move it, good job. Spread game, spread, spread, spread. Spread and play, spread and play. Move it. Good, there it is. Foul. Did you get fouled? All right. Now, give me someone on the baseline down there. You're going to be on defense. All right. So you guys are going 4 on 3. All right. Birds in the box. When I say spread, get outside the 3, you run in, and then it's 4 on 4 live. 4 on 4 live. So you've got an advantage to start. Then spread game, you've got to play from there, and you can do anything you want except, all right, if you're trying to impact passing, catching, the PPC, spend less time in practice doing dribble handoffs. Why is there 1,000 dribble handoffs in every youth game? Because we can't pass and catch. We can't get open, right? And it's the that'll do play. That'll do, all right? That'll do will get you beat, okay? Here we go. Move it, pop it, here we go. Move it. Move it. Who's open? Spread. Good, move it. Good. Pretty good. Good job. Now, teaching method. Once the drill is live, or there's, in that situation, it's competitive, it's your time to be quiet. What we don't want to do is be a commentator coach. Move it, pass it, shoot it, drive it, there it is. So I'm going to coach and prompt in the birds in the box, right? Because I'm really focusing on the fundamental skill. Once it gets live, it's time for you to be quiet. Because the reason that we play small-sided games, the reason that we play numerical advantage is for them to explore and figure out solutions, right? We want to put them in situations where they've got to find solutions. It's not our job to provide solutions. Because once the game goes, newsflash, guy, and I don't want to upset you all, once that thing goes up, you don't have anywhere near the control that you think you do. It becomes a player's game. So our job as coaches is to equip them with those decision-making skills. We don't do that by saying, pass it there, shoot it there, drive it there. Right, here we go. Move it. Pop it. Come on, move it. Move the ball. Good. Spread. All right, good. Now, the reason we go to 4 on 4 after we've had numerical advantage is now it puts heightened decision making. So, who made the back cut? It was a good back cut. You saw it, but you saw it late. So what did you do? Oh, whoops, she made a great back cut. I better try and throw it to her. But you knew, didn't you? As soon as you threw it, all right? That's where we've got to teach now. That's a teachable moment. You did a great job, all right? You were tough with it. She back cut. Just go, just acknowledge her. Mate, I saw you, but I also saw the defense. Because every cutter in the history of basketball thinks they're wide open, all right? They think they're wide open. There could be 5 guys on them. They go, throw me the ball, all right? So acknowledge it and then move it. Okay? Go again, same group. Pop it. Let's go. Good. Pivot, tough with it. Good girl. Spread game. Spread. All right. Not too bad. Tell me about that decision. So you penetrated. It was good. All right. Why did you pass it? What did you see? There was a defender in the middle. This is the key thing. Don't ask a question and correct the answer. I said to him, what did you see? He said, I saw a defender in the middle. I was about to say to him, man, shoot that. But then I'd be wrong. Because I asked him what he saw to make that decision. He gave me the answer. What have I got to do? Praise, prompt, leave. Hey, I love the way you ripped it through. All right, praise, prompt. Maybe come to 2 feet stop, and then you're going to have a bit more time. But then the key to it is leave. Right? I'm not correcting you now, I'm talking to you. So if you are using questions, don't either correct or provide the answer. It's unfair to the player. All right, now, same thing. Make sure you rotate through, girls and guys, all right? Same thing. Now, yeah, you're out, so you're going to come in, yeah? So we're going to move it. All right, now spread. Got to make a pass. Closest person's got to come and ball screen. So it might be you. We have to trap the ball screen. We have to trap the ball screen. So there's going to be 2 on the ball. You've got to handle the pressure, make a pass, and then we're playing. All right? So we start technique-based, spread. This is our constraint. Ball screen, have to trap it. 2 on 1. We're giving them an opportunity to handle pressure. All right? How do you handle pressure?
Taking your time, not overthinking it.
By taking your time and not overthinking it, great answer. All right? PPC. Pivot, pass, catch. So pressure comes, all right, I've got to pivot. All right, then I might have to use that dribble, just like our first drill, surge. Then I've got to make a pass. All right, good job. Here we go. Pop it now. Here we go. Pop. Move it. Move the ball. Move the ball. Come on, move it. Move it. Spread. Spread. Come get up. Trap it. Trap it. Good. Keep pivoting. Pass. Good job. Go again. Now, who was trapped? All right. Did a pretty good job, but was also close to getting yelled at. No, I'm joking. All right. Pressure at some stage, this is part of the remember we spoke about the grenade? Don't just pass off the pressure to someone else. We have to give them the skills to handle the pressure and extricate the pressure. You see, often with ball screens, if there's traps or any time there's 2 on the ball, the kid just looks to the furthest person and just throws that. All you're doing is deferring that pressure by 1.5 meters. We're not extricating it, right? So you might have to just handle that pressure a little bit more, right? Play. Pop the ball. Move it. Move the ball. Move the ball. Spread. Spread. Good. Good girl. Pretty good. And again, you've got to fight the temptation to coach too much. Mick Polton, most players think coaches coach too much. It's a fancy way of saying most players think coaches talk too much. Once the drill is live, it's their responsibility. It's their decision-making process. Now, with younger ones, under 12s, you might have to help them a little bit, right? But try and get in that habit with your coaching method. Once it's live, it's their drill. In the NBA, some clubs have what they call silence drills. Doesn't mean that the players don't talk, but it means the coaches are not allowed talk. Silence drills, right? And it's not diminishing the value of the coach, but it's encouraging the young players or any sort of player to communicate, to TYT, talk your task, all right? And often our talk is trying to provide them with solutions. Whose responsibility is it to find solutions? In that setting, it's the players, all right? So last one. Now, we'll do this, spread, just so we can show you spread, right? Throw it, All right, trap it. Trap it. All right. Now, you've got to extricate. You've got to throw it to someone that's open. Throw that. You hold. All right. Come and get a ball screen. Trap it. Live. So now we've got 2 gazetted traps where they have to handle the pressure. Right. But once it's live, see what they can do. All right. And then all your job is to be diagnostic. What I mean by that, just have a look and go, well, as soon as it was under pressure, one hand passes. As soon as it was under pressure, hips raise. And then your job in between repetitions is to provide the instruction and the correction. All right, here we go. Pop the ball. Move it, move it. 2-hand passes. Don't get lazy. Good girl. Nice, nice. Spread, spread. Let it come, let it come. All right, play now. Let it come. Trap it, trap it. Good. Really good. All right, and you can see there's some learning going on. What's your name, sorry? Lexi? Lexi had it here. She went to throw a one-handed pass and went, whoops, he's going to yell at me if I do that. All right, so we got some learning. So what did she do? Pivoted, threw a 2-hand pass, we got penetration, and then we got that. All right, so sometimes just let things unfold, right? And what you want to try and do, the great Nathan Buckley, when he was coaching Collingwood, he said, I want to catch people doing the right thing. I want to catch people doing the right thing. And what it was is a shift in coaching. Rather than catching people make mistakes and jumping on them and whatever else, I want to allow them the space, and then I want to catch them doing the right thing, and I want to provide that affirmation. Do you guys need a drink? No? All right. So give me now in pairs. So boys, make a group of 3. Lexi, you come here, mate, please. All right. So you're going to have your toes on the 3-point line. You're here. Your heels on the 3-point line. Turn around and face me. Turn around and face me. Okay. You're behind her. She's got the ball. All right. So move around a little bit. We'll have a group doing it here. So boys, and then we'll have a group over there. Again, if you want to try and limit turnovers, yeah, you need a press break and you need pressure releases and you need all those tactical elements, all right? But just make them more proficient in the PPC. Just make them more proficient by doing it more often, all right? So they've got the skills to handle it. Now, Alba series drill. All right, you're in a stance ready to go. You're on offense and you're playing that basket. You're on defense. You're going to wrap it around either hip, right? If she wraps it on that hip, you have to forward pivot on that foot, get all the way around. If she wraps it on the other one, you have to forward pivot on that foot and play, all right? As you hand her the ball, you're going to take away space, So now you have to be tough. Yeah, stop. All right, where's the basket? Yeah, right, you got to get all the way around. 10 toes to the rim, all right? 10 toes to the rim and then good things will happen. So, and then you've got a 4-second shot clock. So you're trying to really belly, you hand around belly, you're trying to create time and space with that forward pivot. Then remember what we did? In, up, pivot. That's all you got to do, and then you got a 4-second shot clock. All right? So, good question. She said, do we have to do those things? All right? Your choice as a coach, do you want to add that constraint and say, yes, you've got to do those 4 things? In this situation, I'm going to say you got to do a minimum of one of those things. Because what happens here, particularly with young players, they just pivot and go and they just run into the abyss. They just run into the abyss with no thought. all right? So she'll go, then you'll go, then you'll go. All right, let's go. Here we go. All right, now, turnover. Why you got a mean mug?
No, because I just didn't know which way.
Yeah, all right, that's okay. Now, this is where we've got to be better. If you don't know which way, just pivot. I'm only worried really about the pivot. Okay, so don't be pedantic. All right, what I am pedantic on is forward pivots. Now, the reverse pivot or the rear pivot's got its, right, but when I'm trying to impact ball toughness, when I'm trying to impact the PPC, I'm going to make them do the hardest pivot first, right? Forward pivot. I know in a game they're probably going to rear pivot, and that's okay. I've done my job, making sure that I've given them the fundamental base. Go again. Now, if that happens, don't stop. Just play. I'm not going to yell at you, or very loudly anyway, if you don't do the right pivot. All right, play. Good. Get her off you. Good. Next. 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 Rotate through, gang. Rotate through. All right, so we would stop up. So we would get them rolling. Very simple drill. We'd get them rolling. One thing that you have to do, constantly coach the eyes. If you watch 3 kids went, they never looked at the basket one time. Where are they looking? Down. Now, it's not because they can't dribble without looking down, right? They're pretty skilled. But they're not using that powerful tool. So link back to that first drill. In. Remember I spoke about chin off chest. Up. All right? Pivot. You got to constantly coach the eyes. And if their eyes are up, right, it opens the window to success. If their eyes are down, it deadbolts that window to success. Right? So again, if that was the first rotation, my constraint was now you've got to do 2 of those things. Remember, in, up, pivot. You've got to do 2 of those before you can go. The reason we say 4-second shot clock and not dribble limit, the game's changed. You know, kids are a lot more, they're so good with the ball, all right? So don't put a limit on them by saying, oh, you can only do 1 or 2 dribbles. Sometimes their move might take 3, and that's okay, as long as it doesn't look like a video game. All right? Go. Good. Good job. Excellent. Good, Crad. Time and space. Really well done. Go. Good. Great job. That's the other reason to not limit the dribbles. All right, 39. Sorry, what's your name? Gry? Yep. Is Gry's coach here? No? You got a good coach. You've had good coaching. All right? She pivots great. Remember, she was the one that was stuck here in the mud. She didn't panic. She just kept pivoting. She got in the lane there. Bigger bodies, no problem. 3 pivots. 3 pivots, layup. Right, and that's why we go 4-second shot clock, and we don't. And the other thing on one-on-one 4-second shot clock, don't count. Don't count. Let them count. Let them get a feel for it. Now that was probably 4.5. But I'm not going to be a pedantic so-and-so after she's done such a superb job. That's a basketball play. All right, now, back up here, quick. All right, so now, hand it, pivot, you got to do 2 of those things. All right, now, let her beat you. Let her beat you. Get into the lane off 2 dribbles. No. You're not going anywhere. 2 dribbles and come to a jump stop. all right, into the lane. Pivot away from where the defence would be, right? You're out in the 3. Throw it, all right? Close out, do 2 of those things. Now, which should be one of those things if she's closing out? Yep, drive fake, shot fake, let her go past you. You're out, jump stop, pivot away from the defence. Now, close out, 3-second shot clock live, one-on-one. All right, so we're going rehearsal to live. So we're being ruthless dictators on what we want, the pivoting, the jump stops, the use of fakes, but so we give them a big bowl of broccoli and then we give them a bowl of ice cream at the end. Right, they get to play one-on-one. Who coaches under 10s or under 12s or whoever has ever done that? What's the first question they ask when they arrive at practice? You're not even in the warm-up. Yeah, when do we play? When do we play? I coach my son at that age. I tell the kids all the time. We play all the time. Right? Who scrimmages at the end of practice? Who usually has their scrimmage at the end of the practice? It's like a reward for doing the boring shit, huh? Right? Weave in playing throughout, and that includes 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3. All right, we're going to see that. Let's go. Third one. Here we go. Pivot. Good. Go bust. Good. Run out. Jump stop. Pivot. Good. Close out. Good. Good. Play. Next. Good. Good. Hard. Loosen up. Jump stop. Good. Good pivot. Close out. Good. Good. Hold up. Good. You guys jump out. All right. Now, you're in the corner. You don't need a ball. All right. You're on defense. So you got to layer things. All right. And as you're trying to impact the PPC, you got to let them play a little bit. If you just do a bunch of passing, pivoting and catching drills, you're going to lose them, right? And all these, I wouldn't roll these out in one practice, but I'd make sure that as I go into my suite of drills, I'm doing a little filter, a little check. Are we impacting the PPC? Are we impacting pivoting, passing and catching? So now, same drill, all right? Hand it, pivot, do 2 of those things, good. Good job. Drive past, jump stop, loosen up, further, throw it. Same thing, close out, 2 of those things. Right, go. On the third one, pass it, close out, 2-on-2. 2-on-2. The only rule, right, so she's your teammate. The only rule in the 2-on-2, one-hand passes are banned. One-hand passes are banned. All right? Play. So get some rehearsal first. Good. These kids have got great feet. They pivot really well. Good. Here we go. Good. All right. Next 4 up. Let's go. Quick, quick. How was that last pass? It's good. Penetrate, chin off chest, whap, shooter. All right, now we just got to make the shot. Rather than come in, head down, one-hand pass. Play. Good. Good. Nice. Good. Job. Did you think about making a one-hand pass? How cool's that though, right? These are great kids, and if any of their coaches are here, these kids have got great feet. They understand footwork, they understand pivoting, they understand shot fakes, they're doing a good job. I saw her do that. I can't read minds, but I saw her body language, oh, whoops, right? And then, now, if she threw a one-hand pass, I wouldn't have actually corrected it because you can't be that pedantic. But now, even in this, she's starting to be her own coach. Now, there's half a chance that she's limiting that. All right, now, give me up again, corner again. I need O and D here. Quick, O and D here. Still need, yeah, there's 3 on 3 now, gang, so the ball's over there. The ball's over there. All right, you're both inside the... All right, that means we've only got an hour and a half to go, gang. All right. So, same thing. What we want to do as often as we can is go rehearsal to live. So, again, the broccoli to get to the tasty stuff. All right. Rather than just go all broccoli for 25 minutes and then all ice cream for half an hour. You got to blend them in. Your job is to coach the detail. Their job is to play and make decisions. Never the two shall meet. Your job is to coach the detail. All right? Once they start playing, your job is to be quiet and let them work it out. All right, same thing. So just listen and then we'll play. Who's on offense? All right, so 50. 50's on offense. Now, so it'll be on the third one, you'll play. On the third one, you're in, all right? So as soon as they penetrate in the third one, you're in, and we're playing 3 on 3. Understand? Play. 2, eyes. Good, nice. Good. Stop. That's right. Again, that's where you got to let them figure it out. All right? Yes, it was the third. And look, they're trying to be compliant. No problem. And they're just doing a superb job. But sometimes just walk off on them. Sometimes just walk off. Let them, right? And then the proactive ones, they'll go, screw it. I'm just going to drive, and if he yells at me, he yells at me. Right? But that's where, as it's becoming live, all right? Now, stop. This is the other teaching method. 3 worst words in coaching. Set it up. Set what up? So rather than starting again, ball here, when I flip it to you, it's live. Then sometimes you just got to walk off. I've given her instruction. When I flip it to her, it's live. And you've got to be okay with the silence, and you've got to be okay with the awkward mess. All right? Good. And it won't take long. I mean, they don't know me, they don't know, but, you know, rather than, so blah, 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 go into a big coaching diatribe, I normally just get the ball, play. All right? And then they just have to go from there. So you're teaching them to be proactive. You're teaching them to be decision makers on the floor without you scripting every single thing. Hey, Declan, we got another like 7 or 8 minutes for a last drill. Yep. All right. Let's go now. Again, when we talk about handling pressure, turnovers, we often think full court. All right. 12s and 14s. You know, our country's completely enamoured with 1-2-1-1 presses, 2-2-1 presses. Like, you get thrown out of the coaches' union if you don't do it. All right? It's not a great way to teach kids to play, but that's a whole nother conversation. What we don't want to do as the offensive coach is feed that by poor understanding and poor execution of PPC. Right? Usually those pressing teams at young ages can't guard a chair. Right? Where they have success and a high level of success is they create turnovers because we make poor PPC decisions and execution. So how can we help the players? All right, give me a 2-2-2 press. So 2 people here, 2 people around halfway, then 2 people outside the 3. Quick, someone else down there. All right, ball's here, my friend. All right, 4 offensive players. Now, usually, obviously, we would have jersey colours, reversibles, but I'm not going to make the kids change in front of you all. All right? Someone take it out of bounds. All right. I want 1 handler here, 1 handler there, right? The other offensive player right there. So it's 6 on 4. 6 on 4. Now, I'm not going to get into a press break because, as I said, most of the time we try and apply tactic to errors of turnover when it's really technical. It's fundamental. All right? So, you've got ball. First thing, take the ball out from underneath the basket. Now, you guys are going to swing. The 2 guards are going to swing. Now, you're going to throw it into the open person on the catch. She did exactly what they want you to do, reverse pivot. We've just spent the whole time talking about what pivot. And I'm a ruthless dictator with this in the full court. Any full court catch, forward pivot. Because as soon as I come, and she did it, and she did it deliberately so I could make the point, so thank you. She came here and then she came towards reverse. He sees that like blood in the water. Now we're in all sorts of trouble. I'm holding hands with the inbounder. I can't really do anything. I'm on the back foot. So, as I sweep, and we've sweeped, jump out, I'm going to catch it and forward pivot. If there's someone down the line, I can pass it to them. Right? If not, I forward pivot again. There's someone in the middle. If they take that away, there, you're forward pivot and you're doing the same thing. Every catch is forward pivot. If you throw it to the middle, all right? Telepathy, do you see that? All right? Forward pivot. Because that's the other issue that happens. Good girl, all right? They catch it here, you know, we flash that player to the middle. Boom. Now here they come, right? All we're doing, we're trying to go that way, but we're just working against ourselves. So everything's a forward pivot. Now, last thing, ball back there. You've got to be aware. You guys swing. Swing. If you can't get it to either one of those, all right? You see, again, he did the same. He couldn't get it, so what did he do? Meandered to the corner. Just go. Just go. You come, throw it up. Forward pivot. All right? So that's what we've got now. So if you can throw it to them, go. Right? You cannot dribble in the backcourt offense. Once you get over halfway, you can just play. It's 4 on 6. Defense, you're trying to steal the ball. Everything's a forward pivot. Swing and go. Play. Good, come back. What was wrong with that? Not much. And what I mean by they dribbled in the backcourt, didn't one of the kids dribble in the backcourt? But was it the wrong basketball play? No. All right? Don't be too pedantic. Put constraints, and that's why they call it constraints-led approach. They don't talk about rules. It's constraints, right? So I don't want you to dribble in the backcourt if you can avoid it. But again, I'm not mad on it. I'm not mad on it. All right, go. Good, good. Good girl. Pivot again, pivot again. Good. And that's the silence factor. It's going to be hard for them down there 4 on 6. You don't need to add to it. Just let them play. Don't worry about a shot clock. I was just seeing if they were going to turn it over, which they didn't. They actually valued possession. All right? So, you know, that's the best. Whatever your press break is, just overload it and get them to understand the importance, particularly in the full court, forward pivot against pressure. Because we want to look down, look through, or look opposite. Every catch against pressure, forward pivot, I want to look down the line. I might be able to flip it down the line, or if my defender's on my hip, I might be able to dribble it. So look down. If that's not there, forward pivot again, look through, right? Look through. And then if I can't get that, you've stepped in bounds, you've run off, look opposite. When she catches it, look down, look through, look opposite. Bang, pressure, poof, gone. All right? Pressure, gone. Let's go one more time. Pivot, absorb pressure, absorb the pressure, good girl. Now, stop. Obviously we talk about trap zones and whatever else. All I'm worried about in this situation, right, and where's my young friend in the middle there, number 28, she was under pressure. She had to execute 4 pivots. Execute 4 pivots. What happened after that? She threw a 2-hand pass to a teammate, right, rather than turn it over. And that's what you've got to do. Your tactic against press and pressure is your choice. That stuff's not hard. The PPC is the hard bit. Can they pivot and absorb pressure? Can they create a passing window by maybe having to pivot more than once? Can they catch it under duress? Can they catch it with 2 hands? And then that person, when they catch it, can they go through that same sequence? Pivot, pass, catch. All right? And then you keep on that with a series of quick drills. Then you add your magical tactics, your press break or whatever you want to do. All right? All of a sudden, turnovers go down. So really, all I'm saying here is don't get caught up with tactic over technique. I say this all the time. Our junior national teams go overseas. They have some of the best tactics at the tournament. They run the best stuff. And they do really well. But when we don't do well, it's not the tactic, it's the technique. Right? It's their ability to execute the Fantastic 5 under international athletic duress. Pivot, pass, dribble, shoot, guard your man. Can they do those against international pressure? Now we'll be fine because they're smart, they're Australian, so they're tough, right? They've got a sense of team. Our job is to provide them with the fundamental foundation, not the tactical foundation. The tactical's the least most important thing. All right? If you want to be a great youth coach, be a great practitioner of skill and concept.